When your baby isn't napping well and only catnapping, it can take a really big toll on you. It can mean that your baby is sleeping on you all of the time through the day, so you don't get any break during the day either. I've been there, I know what it's like. And in this video, I'm going to answer today's question of my 6-month-old only ever catnaps and doesn't sleep deep enough to be able to transfer him to his cot, so he ends up sleeping on me. How do I get him to sleep for longer? Hi, I'm Amanda, founder and co-creator of Little Ones Sleep Programs. I'm a pediatric sleep specialist and mother to 2 darling little girls. At Little Ones, we have comprehensive sleep programs for babies right through to the age of preschool. We have our nutrition programs as well. In our app, where we house our sleep programs, we also have our comprehensive support village where our trained sleep consultants are there any time of the day and night to help you with any questions that you may have. Visit us at www.littleones.co. Okay, so back to today's question. Your baby is only catnapping and will also only ever sleep on you. Now this is actually part of the issue. Your baby is now 6 months old, and the way that they know how to go to sleep is by going to sleep on you. Now, if you were to get them to go to sleep on you and then transfer them to the cot, what happens is once they start to rouse from that sleep cycle, which is a sleep cycle is 45 minutes during the day and then 2 hours at night, it will mean that your baby becomes into a lighter part of their sleep, and once they're in that lighter part of their sleep, they'll start to rouse and wonder, why aren't they on you anymore? For example, if we look at an adult, adults also have sleep cycles, and we also rouse and become into a lighter part of our sleep during the night. Well, first of all, you go into the deep part of the sleep and then rouse out. And for example, if somebody had taken away your blankets, or if somebody had taken away your pillow during that deep sleep, you come out into your lighter part of your sleep and you will wake fully because your blankets aren't there. You'll wake fully, rectify the issue, put your blankets back on, and then go back to sleep. This is the same with your baby. So if you've put them to sleep, or if they've fallen asleep on you, then you've put them into the cot, they've come out of their deep sleep, they're rousing into their lighter sleep of their sleep cycle, they're now not on you anymore, they're in a completely different environment, so they've woken fully. And this is what causes a catnap. So you're probably finding that not only your baby is catnapping and doing 45 or 35 to 45 minutes of sleep during the day, they will also be waking every 2 hours during the night. Now this often might not happen until after midnight, but that's what generally happens. So the first thing and the most important thing is that you need to teach your baby to go to sleep by sleeping in their cot in the first place and not falling asleep on you. Now, of course, 80-20 rule, with everything. If you want your baby to sleep on you occasionally, or if you're out at a cafe or something and it's time for your baby's nap, it's absolutely fine. But as long as 80% of the time they're going to sleep in their sleeper environment, the place where you want them to sleep the majority of the time, in their cot. So they need to learn how to go to sleep in their cot in the first place at the beginning of the nap. So a couple of things as to why you might have ended up in this situation in the first place is that you may be putting your baby to sleep too late or too early, and not hitting those right sort of awake windows and those perfect times for your baby to actually go to sleep and learn to sleep by themselves. Our sleep programs go through the perfect awake window of after your baby wakes up as to how long they'll need to be awake for before they do need to go back to sleep. This is the first place to start, to make sure that you are actually hitting those awake windows and making sure that your baby is tired enough to go to sleep. That will help teach your baby to go to sleep independently. The next thing is to when you do put your baby into their cot is to help sort of wean them off you being holding them and being in a different place and putting them in their cot to go to sleep. We do have a load of gentle sleep training methods of how to wean yourself off and how to wean your baby off needing you to go to sleep in the first place. So we have a load of methods. We've got a parent presence method, a rock to soothe method, feed to soothe method, and you choose what works best for you and your baby. We also have a quick method, which yes, does involve a little bit of crying, but again, it's up to you what you and your baby are comfortable with. And we are not here to judge anybody's parenting decisions. So if you're teaching your baby how to self-settle, first thing is, as I said, to make sure that you're nailing those right times and making sure that your baby is tired enough to go to sleep in the first place. And then secondly, working through some sort of training method now of actually getting your baby to go to sleep independently. Now at 6 months, they are unfortunately quite strong-willed. They've learnt how to go to sleep for the last 6 months, but it's not something that is going to take a long time to change and adapt. Just like everything, babies learn new things every day, and they are certainly able to learn how to go to sleep independently, and they can do so quite quickly. Now you'll find once your baby can actually go to sleep independently, not only will they start sleeping longer than 45 minutes, they will actually also stop waking at nighttime as much, because they will wake and rouse, but they're in their sleep environment, they're in the place where they went to sleep, nothing has changed, and they will rouse, wake up, roll over, and then as they're still tired, they will go back to sleep. It's also important to, if you're weaning yourself off needing to be there to put your baby to sleep, is to introduce some other positive sleep associations, such as it might be time for a lovey or a cuddly. It might be time to add in white noise if you're not already using white noise, because those are really easy sleep associations that your baby can control. And obviously the white noise is controlled by you, but make sure that it is played for the duration of the sleep to make sure that it is still there when your baby does rouse. Your baby knows that it's still sleep time and will go back to sleep. I hope that answers your question as to why your baby is only catnapping and falling asleep on you, and why you're not able to transfer him to his cot. It's mostly around the way that your baby is going to sleep in the first place. So if you need any further help, please visit us at www.littleuones.co. As I said, our programs go through the optimal awake times, and then if you do need help with getting your baby to sleep independently, we have loads of different methods that we go through step by step and gently can train and teach your baby how to go to sleep by themselves. If you like this video, make sure you give us a big thumbs up, and as always, if you're new to this channel, click the subscribe button and make sure you check that notification bell is also ticked so that you get notified of videos just like this one.